what did I do? Deploy SRV.
Buggy. Buggy launched.
Drive assist on.
Buggy standing by for recovery.
Low gravity warning.
Zoom out.
Sensors zoomed out.
Half zoom.
Sensors half zoomed.
Nav mode.
Of course, Commander.
So I set nav mode so I get more engine pips. In case I need to boost. Like that. Dismiss ship.
Alice is lifted off.
So when I go, it recognizes that as home. Right. That's why it jumped there. Exit.
Half back.
No, I was laughing. I was. See, so that's why you gotta edit your stuff, right? So when I go ha 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 ha, it goes half back. So I might even take out the halfback. Right. Another thing is when I breathe into the mic, it will recognize it as chaffs. Yeah. So it's fun. There's a lot of customization to be done. The ship was dismissed now. So if I go dismiss ship again, right, it should know, right? Dismiss ship.
Alice is already dismissed.
Very, very good. Thank you. Recall ship. Recall ship.
Anaconda incoming.
I actually have a smooth track, but I didn't activate it for this demo. But I could, but doesn't matter. I already tested that. It's fine. But that's why you don't see me use the mouse look, but I can. Like I set it to mouse 4, so the thumb button on the mouse, to mouse look. Right. And mouse 4 also
Final approach.
Turns off and resender. So the same button does like 3 things. So when I turn it off, you notice the middle crosshair, yellow dot, like that.
Alice has touched down on V491 Persei 4A.
Yes, you have. So in here, in the SRE, for example, you can say a lot of things, right? Like transactions.
Transactions.
Modules.
Modules.
Local.
Local.
Squadron.
Squadron.
Status.
Status.
Music.
Music.
Vehicle.
Vehicle.
This is more tricky. I call this vehicle or vehicle details instead of SRV or ship. If you're in your ship, this tab will be called ship. But if you're in SRV, this tab will call SRV. But there's also another SRV tab in your roles panel, right? So there's a, what are you going to call that? So remember, this tab is called SRV, right? Now I'm going to go SRV.
SRV.
See? That that tab has the same name. Oh, so wrecked. Help.
Help.
Exit. And there's a lot of intricacies in there. Like you notice when it exits, it jumps back to SRV before it exits. Right? It's really delicate. There's a lot of stuff going on there because when you board ship, when you go back to your ship,
Home.
I didn't say home, I said exit. When you board ship, oh god, you're doing it. Exit. When you board ship, there's shit, now I'm afraid to speak. So the board ship command is actually under the SRV tab. So I try to minimize movements, like minimize tab movements when you're in your SRV, and the only next state that you're gonna get from your SRV is you either die or you board ship. So I try to keep that tab there for speed reasons. And you have one less error checking layer, right, when you do that. So that's why I do that. And then if you notice the bottom, there are only 3 tabs. There are 6 tabs, with 3 of them are grayed out in red, and then 3 active tabs. So helm. So as you can see here, there are actually 6 tabs, but 3 of them are red. When we get back to the ship, this will be treated as a 6 tab. So there are actually 6 numbers tracking these tabs where you are. So for example, if you're in helm now, your tab number should be 2, but it isn't because you're in an SRV. So I assign it to like a new tab number for easier trackings, so it doesn't screw up. I spent 2 days non-stop testing this. That's insane. So that's why that debug thing is there. So I can as it tab number. Shit, I forgot what the debug command was. Current tab number.
1.
Yeah. Right, it should be 2 actually, right? If you're in your ship, this is 2. But no, it's 1. But it's fine. SRV. SRV.
SRV.
Current tab number.
2.
But it would be 4 if you're in a ship, for example. So these are the checks. Exit. Oh, the other thing, right? Switch to turret. You see how in this view, you can still see the comms panel. So history.
History.
Options.
Options.
But if I say transaction, it's gonna mess up, right? Because you can't. There's no 1, 3, and 4. Then what, right? Transactions.
Transactions.
But no, you can't see it. See? Because you're in a camera. But if I go ahead and try to disable every single voice command from this view, it's not the work. I don't mind the work. It's not too much work. It's not the work itself. It's whether it's worth it to add all those lines to your program. When you're as a commander, you should know that there's no transaction in this view. This is a pew pew. You know what I mean? So I don't bother adding that in. Headlights.
Yes, Commander.
Headlights.
Lights toggled.
Headlights.
Affirmative.
So I can actually add more commands as I work on this. Like, you see how there's a low beam and high beam and then off? But in your ship there isn't. There's only high beam and off. So maybe I'll work on that, I don't know. But, I could. So I can check that if you're in SRV, there are actually 3 light states. So I can have a 0, 1, 2 checking your states. Depends where you are, Like if you're on 2 and you say high beam, then it'll tell you you're already on high beam. But the problem with that is it doesn't add value. That's what I was talking about. Like it doesn't make it better. Doesn't make your driving more pleasurable. Being able to say low beam and high beam, like really? Most of the time you're just gonna leave it on low beam anyway, right? Oh, another thing I didn't put in yet, it's night vision. It's new, so I'm gonna put that in later. But now, if you land on the planet and you're on the dark side of the planet, you can turn on night vision. You can see stuff. I'll put that in later. It should be really simple. But I haven't even tested myself, so I don't even have a key bound to night vision yet. I'll test that later. Switch to cockpit. So now, let's see if the transaction screws up. Contacts.
Contacts.
Yeah, it does. Contacts.
Contacts.
Exit. Contacts.
Contacts.
Okay, so the tab number doesn't screw up. It's the panel open status. Because I set navigation when I was up there in that cam, it thought that I'm UI focused into the panel. So then when I, after I came back down, I say contacts, it's assuming that I have the UI focus, but I don't. And because I know what it's going on, I know that by saying exit, it will fix it. Because when I say exit, it will defocus all the UI. Exit. So all I gotta do is I add a command as, after the switch to cockpit command, I just add some more command in there that set all the panel status to 0, right? And that would, okay, that's good. Nice debug session. I'll get onto it when I finish the stream. So remember that. Okay. Well.
Cannot access in SRV.
Yeah, I know. that all thing is the first tab in the rows panel. So that's why you gotta customize for your own voice, because there's a lot of whatever, blah, whatever filler you say. That's gonna activate a lot of voice commands, because it gets really complicated now. There's a lot of commands now. Hoi.
Buggy standing by for recovery.
Yep, and that kicks in because the EDDI checks now that you're close proximity to your ship. It won't let you deploy your turret. And it won't let you boost. Board ship. You see that funny thing there though, right? You see that down, 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 and then it goes back up? Instead of just down, down, and select, it goes down, 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 and then go back. Because that highlight might not be there, Maybe you were playing stuff by hand. Maybe you were cargoing transfer by hand instead of saying stuff. So, I check for that too. So, I think the HCS pack also does that. Just another layer of minimizing bugs. Ship size?
Large. Anaconda, location V491 per se system.
So that's a legacy debug command that I put in, because in the old days, the locations will screw up. And whatever. What do I do now? So in the ship, the roles panel changed, right? So, current tab number?
4.
Remember it was 2? Right. So after the SRV doc event, I set that back to 4, so now it's in the correct tab. Helm?
Helm.
See how it didn't start from all? But now if I say exit, it will go back to all. Exit. Exit. Current tab number? Current tab number. Current tab number?
1.
That's right. That's what I meant by if you keep playing the game like normally, the variables will fix themselves. So the next time you launch, everything will go back to, it will cycle. It'll be great. Wonderful. Transactions.
Transactions.
File groups.
Fire groups.
Cargo.
Cargo.
Sub-targets.
Target a ship first, Commander.
Music.
Music.
Exit. Launch.
Initiating launch sequence.
Lift off.
Retracting gears.
Retracted.
I'm just so relieved that whatever I did 3 years ago works after I updated the Vine ED. I didn't need to do anything here. As long as you update the Vine ED, everything just works. I even tested this on a 2.4G planet. It's fine.
Hold on to something.
It's not gonna kill you.
Engaging supercruise.
Frameshift drive charging. 4, 3, 2, 1. Engage.
Alice has jumped to supercruise.
And this whole time, my hands are off,
Alice is ready for flight.
and my throttle is at 0. In the throttle stick it's at 0, but as you can see in game, it's actually at half impulse. So, you know, all the commands came together to make that possible, to make that happen, because you have a half impulse command, so that you could supercruise, you know, nicely, like that. And you can see the meter, the altitude indicator on the right, slowly approaching the orbital cruise thingy, like hands off, so you can have coffee, blah blah whatever, because you're not going to do anything at this point. If you want to orbit the planet, you could pull up whatever you want to do, but my thought was that it's at 0, you know, and I like this part of like a digital control, you know, whatever I'm doing here. So now I left the planet. I left the mass lock, so you no longer get that altitude indicator on the right. And now we can do some fighter stuff. So, and then, you know, I will throttle down, or you could say all stop. All stop.
All stop, Commander. To go back to normal space, say disengage.
Disengage.
Mark.
Alice has left supercruise near planet V491 per se 4.
Half impulse.
Half impulse.
Half reverse.
Half reverse.
And the Anaconda needs a lot of time to slow down and then go backwards. It's fat ass. There you go.
Status.
No, I said fat ass, not status. Exit. Oh, in case you're wondering, all stop. All stop.
Stopping engines.
In case you're wondering, that dot right in the middle of the UI is the mouse. It's the mouse look. So if I turn on the mouse look, you don't have that dot. Turn off the mouse look, you get that dot. And in order to get that dot, you need to go into Options, Control, and put head look on. And wait, there's a damn, you see these bindings? It's a fucking nightmare. That's why bind ED is so valuable. Head look on, and then there's you see how I bind them? Keys you won't use. Damn. Like, I wish it's like Flight Simulator where you can search by command or search by control. But there's another thing that I bind to mouse for. I forgot what it is. it's like reset mouse look or something. So make sure you have those two things on. So head look is on, and then reset view. Is it the free camera? Probably. Forgot a camera suite? No? See?
Home.
Oh my god. I didn't say home. Anyway, even players can't find it. But there are two settings in there that you gotta change to get that dot. And that dot is useful when you're super cruising to a station. For example, you want to line up the exact middle of your ship to the marker line, like the notch right under the circle, so you know you're bang on, like as you approach the station. Or when you're trying to land on a surface of the planet, when you're driving an Anaconda or whatever, a big ship, you don't know where the center of the ship is. There's some asymmetric ship later, maybe, I don't know if they're gonna put that in. So that dot is useful, you need that dot. I don't know if I'll get that dot if I use smooth track, probably not, right? If I activate smooth track, I'm probably not gonna get that dot, but I kinda got used to the dot and I needed it. Weapons.
All power to weapons.
Shields.
All power to shields.
Nav mode.
Affirmative.
Engines. Engines.
Maximum thrusters.
Ha, so there's no singular. You have to say engines. Alright. Nav mode.
As you wish, Commander.
Guns, please.
Charge.
Next fire group.
Next fire group.
What's the other new one? Hut something? Hut toggle? That's it. So the new one is they put an analysis mode hut and the combat mode hut, right? So in this analysis mode you can't fire. You can only use your science equipment, the scanners. So if you press fire, it tells you, and I bound it to left alt A, keys you don't use. So you can press left alt A to go to switch that mode. You could use the voice attack and just go hot toggle. Hot toggle. So in this view you can shoot. Yeah. Next fire group.
Yes, Commander.
Next fire group.
Next group.
Previous fire group.
Affirmative.
Next fire group.
Yes, Commander.
Holster.
No guns.
Cool.
You're welcome, Commander.
Alright. Chaffs, please.
Chaffs launched.
So I add the please in there because if I breathe into the mic, it'll recognize it as chaffs. So you have to adjust it to your own pronunciation or whatever, your equipment. What else? Half zoom.
Sensors half zoomed.
Launch fighter crewman.
Fighters.
Fighter launching from mothership.
Understood. Initializing fighter startup.
So as you can see, there's still is not optimal, right? A lot of things could go wrong there, right? You could have been in a ship with no fighter bay, for example. You could have been in a ship with fighter bay with no fighter, for example. In a ship with fighter bay with fighter, but they're all destroyed, for example. Right? You're in a ship with fighter bay with two types of fighter, but the first slot of fighter all destroyed and you still have your second slot of fighter, right? So I haven't checked EDDI. They probably tracks it now, like different modules, states or whatever, but I didn't take my time to read through them. It's gonna take too long, but I might. But you could already see a lot of stuff could go wrong. You could have two crewmen, for example. Then which one are you launching? right?
That's good to hear.
So maybe I gotta take out that banter. I'm gonna take that out right now. What the heck? Delete that right now. I'm not as lonely as 3 years ago, so I don't need to talk to myself with the Siri. Delete. There we go. Done. Apply. Oh crap. There. Delete it. So it's the same as the launching SRV on the planet surface just now, right? A lot of things could be wrong, right? You know, you could have a 4 SRV bay, 2 SRV bay. You know, one of the SRV destroyed. That SRV try trigger is not in the slot. How does the program of VoiceAttack know to do an up instead of an up? And then select. How does VoiceAttack or EDI knows which one is destroyed? So if you drove the top one and you kill the top one, now when you try to launch it, SRV, it has to launch the second one. But if the second one dies, it has to launch the first one. How does it know to do up instead of up? I don't know, right? So again, you know, it's based on like optimal case, I guess. If you're flying a Sidewinder, you're not gonna say deploy SRV.
SRV can only be deployed while landed on a planet's surface.
Right? So aggressive?
Monitoring the immediate area, Commander. If they're out there, we'll find them.
Uh-huh. Defensive?
Okay, on the lookout for hostiles, Commander. Stand by.
Hold fire.
Ceasefire order received, Commander.
Switch.
Fighters.
Neural link to fighter
As instructed,
engaged.
Commander. I have the stick.
Next fire group.
This command is reserved for use in your ship.
No guns.
This command is reserved for use inside your ship only.
Right? Because you're not a fighter, you can't retract your hardpoints. I mean, so that's the same as 3 years ago, you know, it checks. Combat mode. I changed that. I call it combat now, because there's an actual combat mode. Combat.
Prioritizing shields and weapons.
Nav mode.
As you wish, Commander.
Transactions.
Transactions.
Navigation.
Cannot access in fighter craft.
Exit. Modules.
Modules.
Cargo.
Cannot access in fighter craft.
Status.
Status.
SRV.
Cannot access in fighter craft.
Helm.
Helm.
Help.
Help.
Crew.
Crew.
Local.
Local.
Options.
Options.
Exit. So that's good. Tap checks out. I never tried this in the fighter before. So the rose panel, I mean. Seems good. Pew pew. Pew pew. Oh, they're only 30? What the hell? What if I use them up? Pew, 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 pew. Oh, it reloads. Okay, fine. Switch.
Pilot.
Uplink terminated.
I have the ship and am awaiting your orders, sir.
Next fire group. Next fire group.
Affirmative.
Next fire group.
Next fire group.
Pew pew.
Hardpoints are currently deployed.
Oh, they are. Are they? They aren't. So I gotta check that. Something went wrong there. I forgot what went wrong. Something went wrong. But there's an internal thing to fix it, but I still have to go back and work on that. Wrong guns. Pew pew.
Affirmative.
Holster.
Guns in.
Come in, please.
Bringing the fighter in now, sir.
Cancel fighter dock.
Will do. Holding fire, Commander.
Come in, please. Come in, please.
Yes, Commander. Returning to docking bay now.
Nav mode.
Affirmative.
Turn on camera.
Bringing the camera drone online, Commander.
Turn off camera.
Fighter docked.
Fighter is secured, Commander. Diagnostics complete.
Navigation.
Navigation.
So you see how after you switch and then switch back, the left panel starts at 3, because when you're in a fighter you can't go to navigation, so that's another check in there. Oh my god, that took 2 months 3 years ago. Insane. So we're going there, we're just gonna dock and then we're gonna end the stream. So now they put in all these new stuff in there that I'm not gonna voice them, because why? You know? Like these. You can do it by hand. So instead of lock in supercruise, I'm just gonna lock like the old fashioned way. Exit. Supercruise.
Frameshift drive charging. Ready to engage. 3, 2, 1, engage.
Entered supercruise.
Orbit lines.
Orbit lines toggled.
Orbit lines.
Orbit lines toggled.
Half reverse.
Remember last time you threw up in here? That's why we don't go backwards in supercruise.
Because you can't go backwards in supercruise, right? That's why I put that in. Guns, please.
You cannot deploy weapons in supercruise.
Gear down.
You cannot deploy landing gears in supercruise.
Disengage.
Yes, Commander.
Left supercruise close to Coriolis Starport, Rand City.
Hyperjump.
DeLacy, Bravo, Romeo, Oscar. Welcome to Federal.
Hyperjump.
Please observe all standard docking procedures.
Hyperjump. I'll put another thing in that you don't have a system locked or whatever, so you can't hyperjump. So supercruise.
Frameshift drive
Disengage.
charging.
Cancelling hyperjump.
Legit. Docking request.
Okay, Commander. Land on pad 39er.
Landing pad 39 is at 4 o'clock near, as you enter with the green lights on your right.
Landing pad. Landing pad direction. Landing the...
pad 39 is at 4 o'clock near as you enter with the green lights on your right.
There are so many voice commands now that I don't even remember. That's why just adding more and more isn't really better. Four o'clock near. So this is where I need smooth track, but I'll do that later. What the hell is it? Okay. Where's the green light? There we go. Oh my god.
Your approach is good, Commander.
Mm-hmm.
Perform landing checklist.
Gear down.
Gear down.
Landing gear deployed.
Docking complete.
There we go.
Landing sequence completed. Ground crew have been dispatched.
Then do your stuff, refuel, blah blah blah, and then you can say launch, and it will know that you're in the station and prep your launch accordingly.
Alice is now at 100% fuel capacity.
Mm-hmm.
Alice repaired.
Thank you.
Alice restocked.
So that's it. Well, I'm gonna release the profile soon and hope you guys enjoy. And wait for the other version where I fix everything. I'm probably gonna fix a couple of things before I put it out on the forums or Reddit. Maybe within tomorrow probably. I'm gonna work on them now. I'll see you guys soon. Thanks for watching the stream. Bye bye.